Body positivity influencers are lying to you. I can tell you for a fact, the only times that I gravitate towards body positivity content is when I had gained so much weight, I literally couldn't recognize myself, and I would consume the body positivity content in an effort to make myself feel better and to actually lie to myself that I was okay with what I looked like. But the truth of the matter is, I was so tired all the time. I never had any energy. Being a fashion girly, I love putting outfits together, and now because I had gained a bunch of weight, I couldn't wear my favorite outfits anymore because nothing fit me. Everything just makes me look very provocative. Now my titties are flowing, the front and the sides. It makes me look like I'm doing too much even when I'm not trying to do too much. Self-love without accountability is a lack of discipline and a lack of respect for yourself. The true self-love involves you doing the difficult things that you know your future self is going to thank you for. I get it. Life happens. Our bodies are normal and weight is going to fluctuate. However, it is your responsibility to take care of your body because you need your body for you to function. Beginning of this year, I was the heaviest that I have ever been in my life. It's even worse when you get to the point where you become anxious when you're around people, because if somebody dares to take a candid picture or a video of you and then you really get to see what you look like when you're not trying to pose or, suck in your stomach, that's when things actually become real. I have lost 13 kgs or 28 pounds if you're American, and so I am going to simplify weight loss for you. So let's get into it. I have always been the skinny girl. Even with the right genetics, a lack of discipline will always catch up with you. A lot of the times people will throw the genetics excuse as to why they're not where they are. You're just doing that to not take accountability. I would argue if you don't have the genetics to favor you, then you have even more reason to actually look after yourself. There is a lot of work that goes into the people that look good effortlessly. Have you ever watched a no makeup video? They literally put on more makeup than they would be if they're doing full glam. If you want to look like something is effortless, there's a lot of work behind the scene to make you look like that. This is what my back looked like beginning of this year. This is what my back looks like right now. Yes, you can definitely see that I still have the shape. When I gain weight, I still maintain the same shape. And also when I lose weight, I still maintain my pear body shape. People have different body types, and the way you lose weight is not going to be exactly how I lose weight. If you have an apple-shaped body, even when you lose weight, even when you're going to the gym and toning your body, you will never look like an hourglass shape unless you go and get some work done. But if you're doing things naturally, accept that your body looks the way it does, and when you're setting goals for your body, don't set unrealistic standards for yourself. When you're putting the pictures on your vision board, make sure whoever is on your vision board actually has a body type like you. First things first, if you have been trying to lose weight for a very long time, you try, you start and stop, and now you've got to the point where you even have a negative relationship with your health and fitness, it probably has nothing to do with your physical weight. There's a lot of people who gain weight as a defense mechanism. I think I was either listening to an audiobook or a podcast, and if I'm not wrong, it was something to do with Joe Dispenza. It was a woman who had been really struggling with her weight for a very long time, and she didn't understand why every single time she would try something, it just never worked. She would get into all these diets and nothing just seemed to work. And during the meditation, she started breaking down because she suddenly remembered that she had actually gone through sexual assault as a child, and she decided from a young age to gain a bunch of weight as a way to protect herself, because she felt, if I can just gain so much weight and be so unattractive to men, then something like this is never going to happen to me again. Your weight could potentially be nothing to do with food or you being indisciplined or lazy. Start digging deep and try and find out if there's a psychological or a mental reason that is subconsciously stopping you from losing the weight. Because if it's something that became a defense mechanism, maybe you were bullied when you were a child and you decided to gain weight so you can be bigger than other people and no one will ever take advantage of you. Or maybe you grew up in an African household where being skinny is considered sickly or unattractive or actually poor. The bigger you are, the wealthier you're considered to be. On a subconscious level, your mind just can't let you drop that weight because there's something that it believes that weight is helping you do. And so if that's the case, start doing your shadow work. You can go online and maybe find some shadow work questions and start digging deep to find out if there is something, because sometimes if things are so traumatic, your brain is literally going to forget it. It probably is because it was so traumatic that your brain had to forget in order to protect you. And so maybe this entire time you've been looking at things all wrong, and it's because maybe something happened to you and you just can't remember. Start journaling and meditating, if you can seek therapy and get someone to help you through this process, then I'd definitely advise for you to do that. There's a lot of decisions that we make in life that have nothing to do with our conscious mind. The subconscious is what runs the show. A lot of the times when you're really trying to make yourself do something, and on a conscious level, you understand that it's good for you, but on a subconscious level, there's a huge part of you that is running the show that doesn't give a fuck how much you think it's good and you should do it. And once you can do that and understand like what is going on a psychological level, then you can start healing that side of you and start allowing yourself to feel safe if you drop that weight. And then the next tip, intermittent fasting. Can't believe that we're still iffy about intermittent fasting. Some people think that intermittent fasting means that you're depriving yourself or something like that. Intermittent fasting is actually a really smart way to lose weight. I personally think it's the easiest way for you to lose weight, because what happens is when you've got to the point where you've gained so much weight and most of the weight is fat, the fat is being stored in your body because the fat is not being used. The fat is not being converted into energy for your body to actually use it. Your body gets energy from glucose. It's literally a natural way for you to be in a caloric deficit, because whenever you watch all these videos, they'll tell you, yeah, be in a caloric deficit, be in a caloric deficit. And unless you're counting your calories, you might not necessarily know if you're actually in a caloric deficit. And I personally feel like doing intermittent fasting is just the easiest way to do that. Just change the times that you're eating. Start with a longer eating window. If this is the first time you're doing intermittent fasting, instead of having your breakfast at 8 p.m, maybe push it a little bit and have it at 11 p.m. and then make sure that you're done eating by 7 p.m. And then as you go, as you get used to it, then you can shorten your eating window until you get to a place where you feel very comfortable to do maybe like a 4-hour eating window. And so what happens is the period of time that you're fasting, your body goes into ketosis. And ketosis means that your body is going through a mild stress. And when I say stress, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean your body literally has to adapt and find energy in a different way. And what's going to happen is it will start getting the energy from your stored fat. During your eating window, make sure that you're having high density foods, because high density foods are going to ensure that you stay full for much longer, so you're not going to get hungry and then end up binge eating and eating other things because you're so hungry and you just can't stand it. Complex carbs, lean meats, green leafy vegetables, healthy fats, anything that is going to keep you full for longer. Drink water. I mean, you're drinking water, don't just drink plain water. I actually learned that you drinking plain water doesn't actually help you. In fact, it makes you even more dehydrated because you're just gonna be going to the toilet and peeing everything. And when you pee, you're literally eliminating even the minerals from your body. So when you're drinking water, drink water with electrolytes. That is actually how you hydrate your body. It is the electrolytes that hydrate your body. My favorite electrolytes are from Dr. Berg. My mom had actually bought them for herself and then I ended up finishing them, and then I got some different electrolytes that I'm not really a fan of, but the ones that I recommend are definitely the ones from Dr. Berg. Currently, I'm going to the gym and I go to the gym early in the morning. I don't like to have breakfast when I'm going to the gym because it makes me feel sick. So I always work out on an empty stomach. I actually drink water with electrolytes and I literally am able to go through a full workout lifting very heavy and I don't get lightheaded. So when you're fasting, water with electrolytes is actually going to keep you full for longer. During your eating window, don't just eat a bunch of things because you think you're hungry. Your body will always tell you when you're full. Once you're full, stop eating. A lot of the times we eat because we're bored. We eat because we don't have anything to do. We eat because we're trying to emotionally regulate. So whenever you're full, stop eating. If you have an issue with binge eating or snacking, the first thing you need to realize is there's something that you're emotionally going through that is causing you to binge eat. Binge eating has nothing to do with the food. In fact, it has everything to do with you emotionally regulating yourself. You need to find some other ways to emotionally regulate. Whenever you are about to binge eat or you find yourself binge eating out of habit or out of boredom, first of all, stop, stand up and ask yourself, what's going on? Like, what am I trying to comfort myself from? Am I stressed? Am I feeling lonely at the moment? Am I annoyed? Is there something that's happening in my emotional system that is making me want to regulate with food? And then when you figure it out, find a different way to regulate your emotions. You can journal about it. You can call a friend and speak to them. And if they're happy for you to trauma dump on them, you can seek therapy. Or you can just stand and go for a walk. Go for a walk, touch some grass, and you realize that, okay, yeah, life is actually not that bad. So stop pedestalizing that food. Have you ever noticed that most of the times when you're craving something, when you're craving a snack or you're craving food, it's always tastier in your head. Once you actually eat it, it's like, yeah, it's whatever. And in fact, the more you continue eating, the lesser the satisfaction. Try your level best to limit your added sugar intake. I'm not talking about the healthy type of sugar that you get from fruits and vegetables and things like that. I'm talking about added sugar. Added sugar is literally going to spike your blood sugar levels, and it makes you feel like, yeah, you're full and you're satisfied. And then next thing you know, you've had muffins for breakfast or you had pancakes for breakfast. By 11 o'clock, you're hungry again. The sugar is going to give you quick energy, and it spikes up your blood sugar levels very quickly and too fast. And then you end up crashing out in the middle of the day because now you don't have energy and your energy has been depleted. If, for example, you have coffee or tea with added sugar, reduce the amount of sugar that you're having and then keep doing that until you completely eliminate it. I love having tea. I'm Kenyan, of course. I love tea, and I always used to add sugar into my tea, and now I haven't had sugar in my tea for actually like 3 years. And the final tip, you're going to hear a lot of people telling you a bunch of things. People will tell you, yeah, if you want to lose weight, go for Pilates, do yoga, weight training, do whatever. The easiest way for you to lose weight is walking. Walk. If you're going to the gym and the gym is not that far from your house, walk there. If you're going to uni and uni is not far from your house, walk there. If you're going anywhere that's not far from your house, walk. Find an excuse to walk. Just walk. If this is the first time you're getting into it, start with maybe even 2,000 steps. Start with 2,000 steps and then build up from there. Use your phone or your watch to track your steps. Now, I'm pretty sure that you can track your steps on a lot of devices. It doesn't have to be an Apple product. Track your steps and let that be your motivation. Start with 2,000 steps because it is going to be uncomfortable. Your thighs are going to be rubbing and then they're going to be itchy and it will be freaking uncomfortable. So if you just say, I'm gonna do 10k steps tomorrow, and you've never walked a day in your life, you won't be able to do it because you'll get to the middle and your thighs will be burning and itching and you will just want to go home. Don't try to do too much too quickly. This is why we are taking advantage of the winter arc. This is why we're taking advantage of October till December for you to start building up these habits instead of you waiting to do everything all at once in January because now you're panicking. Start doing it right now. Start building up the habit right now. The weight is just going to come falling off. I can tell you for a fact. I have done this. My mom has done this. My best friend has done this. Walk. And it's really low impact. And especially if you're going to combine that with intermittent fasting, because with intermittent fasting, the danger is if you start intermittent fasting and then you go to the gym, it might be too much for your body at once, because at the gym, if you're lifting heavy weights, you're gonna need a lot more energy, and so you need to actually be fueling your body enough. Intermittent fasting and walks just go hand in hand because walks are very low impact, very low energy. If you're intermittent fasting, then your body can actually get into ketosis and start tapping into the stored fat for you to actually lose the weight quicker. I know it might sound like I'm bashing body positivity influencers, but I think it's a beautiful thing that we're living in an era where we get to see what real bodies look like. However, every single thing in this life is about balance. You can't just be looking at things from one perspective. It's a good thing to love and accept yourself, but part of loving and accepting yourself is accepting that you have a body standard for yourself, and whenever you're not there, it impacts your mental health. When you're not looking good, you don't feel good. But if deep down you really don't like what you look like, consuming body positivity content is not gonna help you feel good. Take advantage of this winter arc. Use this cold months to lock in and literally start creating your own body goals. Become your own body goals. And I know in the colder months, it's much easier for you to just want to stay inside and not do anything because of seasonal depression. But actually, the colder periods are the best time for you to lose weight because your body is trying to keep itself warm, and so you lose the calories a lot faster because your body is burning a lot more calories to try and keep you warm. By the time 2025 is coming, you'll have had 3 months of putting in the work. I lost 10 kgs in 3 months. Seeing what my face looks like when I had gained weight and feeling uncomfortable in front of the camera was just like, yeah, I need to get it together. I go to the gym every other day. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I go to the gym, and every single day I do my hot girl walks. When I'm going to the gym, what I normally do is I walk to and from the gym. So within that, I end up getting my around 8,000 to 9,000 steps. And then I go to the gym and I lift heavy because right now what I'm trying to do is tone my body and get it sculpted and nice, because what actually happens is the more muscle you build, the more calories you lose. But me telling you guys to do walks for now is because if you're on a beginner level, if you start doing things too soon, or maybe if you go to the gym straight, it might actually discourage you. You might feel like it's just too much for your body all of a sudden. So what I personally do is I lose as much weight as I can first, and then I go to the gym and start toning my body. You don't have to do it that way. If you feel comfortable just going straight to the gym, then of course you can do that, boo. Start consuming health and fitness type of content. Let people who are actually putting in the work tell you what you can do to actually start getting better. Focus and lose that weight. Tone your body. You deserve to be in a body that you're proud of. You deserve to wear a bikini and feel good about yourself. You deserve for your friends to take candid pictures of you and you're proud of what you look like. You deserve that, girl. You deserve to go above and beyond for yourself. This winter arc, lock in, start building the habits. If you want to do 75 hard or soft, you can do that. I have given you the tips. 3 things literally. Start healing your trauma. If you have anything that's attached to your weight, get on a journey to start working on that. 2, intermittent fasting. And 3, walks. And that's it, babe. That's literally it for me. That's literally all I did to get myself from this to this. I look at myself right now and I'm like, oh my God, my body is so tea. I feel so good within myself. I feel good and I love what I look like. Every single woman deserves to feel good in their body. So lock in. By next summer, we're gonna be looking at you like, girl, you know, let people look at you and ask you, oh my God, what did you do? If you enjoyed this video and now you want to start working on your confidence, click on this video and learn how to also get that confidence right, babe. I love you so much and I can't wait to see you guys in my next one. Bye.